For 1,000 years, the Roman legion didn't just fight wars, it defined them. But Rome's legions were not born powerful. They evolved, reshaped by politics, ambition, revolution, and the sheer will to survive. Today, we uncover how a simple citizen army became the most feared fighting force in the ancient world. In the beginning, Rome was small, weak, and surrounded by enemies. Its army wasn't professional. It was made of citizens, farmers who dropped their plows, grabbed their shields, and marched to defend their homes. These early soldiers fought in tight Greek-style hoplite formations with long spears and heavy round shields. But this rigid style wasn't enough for the rugged terrain of Italy. Rome needed something more flexible, something uniquely Roman, and so the Manipular Legion was born. It was a brilliant system of 3 distinct lines: the Hastati, the Principes, and the Triarii, organized from the youngest and least experienced to the grizzled veterans in the back. This formation allowed for incredible tactical flexibility, and for centuries it was nearly undefeated. As Rome grew, it conquered its neighbors and then set its sights on a greater prize, the Mediterranean. Its greatest challenge came from Carthage and its brilliant general Hannibal. The brutal wars that followed forced the legion to adapt or die. The large, rectangular scutum shield replaced the old round one, offering better protection. The pilum, a heavy throwing javelin designed to bend on impact and disable enemy shields, replaced the long thrusting spear. Most importantly, soldiers learned to rotate ranks during battle, allowing fresh troops to constantly cycle to the front. The legion was no longer just a citizen militia. It was a well-oiled system, a true war machine. Then one man changed everything: Gaius Marius. The Marian Reforms marked the single greatest shift in the legion's history. Marius opened the army's ranks not just to property-owning citizens, but to the poor, the landless, and the desperate masses of Rome. These men joined for pay, for the promise of land after their service, and for loyalty. But their loyalty wasn't to the abstract idea of the state. It was to the general who led them, paid them, and promised them their future. The professional legionary was born. Armor and equipment became standardized. Permanent training camps were established. The entire structure was reorganized into larger, more cohesive cohorts instead of smaller maniples. The Roman legion had officially become a full-time, professional military. Under the first emperor, Augustus, Rome entered its golden age, and the Imperial legion reached its absolute peak. Legionaries now marched across the known world, instantly recognizable in their iconic larica segmentata, the segmented plate armor. They carried the deadly gladius, a short sword perfect for close-quarters stabbing. They formed the legendary testudo or tortoise formation, an interlocking wall of shields that made them nearly impervious to arrows. These legions weren't alone. They were supported by a vast array of auxiliary troops, cavalry from Gaul, archers from Syria, and slingers from the Balearic Islands. The empire's vast borders were guarded by 28 of these elite legions, each one a self-sufficient city, a proud community, and an unmatched instrument of war that would dominate for 400 years. Yet, inside the heart of Rome itself, another, even more elite force rose to prominence: the Praetorian Guard. They were part imperial bodyguard, part secret police, and part kingmakers. Their job was to protect the emperor, but they just as often assassinated the ones they disliked and installed new ones who served their interests. The legion system on the frontiers was stronger than ever, but the corrupting power of politics was growing deep within the capital, a sign of the troubles to come. As the centuries passed, the Roman Empire began to weaken, and so did its legendary legions. The pressures of constant warfare, economic collapse, and internal strife took their toll. The iconic armor changed. The helmets became simpler, and recruitment shifted dramatically. Increasingly, the legions were filled not with Italian-born Romans, but with Germanic tribesmen and other peoples from along the borders. The old iron discipline faded. A legionary from the 4th century would have been almost unrecognizable to a soldier who served under Caesar or Augustus. By the 5th century, the proud military system that had conquered the world didn't fall in a single heroic battle. It simply collapsed, decaying from centuries of political rot and systemic failure. From a citizen militia of farmers to the professional soldiers of the Republic, to the unstoppable war machines of the Empire, the story of the Roman legion is the greatest story of military evolution ever written. Empires rise and empires fall, but the legacy of the Roman legionary, their discipline, their engineering, and their tactics still echoes in the armies of today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow for more epic history.